Hello, and welcome back to Doomed, not-so-solo playthroughs through Arkham Horror the card game with a focus on roleplay and storytelling. Today, Daisy and Joe, venturing forth to find some strange artifacts, pursuing a lead that will take them into the heart of a gangster's paradise. But of course, I mentioned two investigators. I would be nowhere without my fellow investigator. I am joined today by the Crosshair.
Hi.
Hi.
Boy.
Boy! Very good. I like that. Well, hello! We've got Aragwen in the chat. We've got Flower in the chat. Good day, welcome, evening, whatever to you both. I hope things are well, and I can't wait to get into the goodness. There's normally a little bit of banter before we jump in, Crosshair. I'm just trying to think if there's any interesting questions I have to ask. We had a good couple, a good first scenario that was in two parts. Joe and Daisy, not wandering, but investigating the waterfront, searching for a lost tugboat on which there were some strange artifacts. It would appear that they've been stolen.
Yeah, and possibly by mobsters.
Possibly by mobsters, that's right. There were some corpses they found on the ship that suggested a sailors, O'Banion gang, and fish people monster fight. So that's a good time.
And also we have nothing to do, it seems, because there's no agenda.
No agenda at all. How mysterious. We're going to have to check that out in just a little moment. Oh, Flower has a good question, which we will get into momentarily.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is scenario 2 of Cyclopean Foundations going twice, which is, probably some sort of pun, but it is, I think, the thing that people say at an auction. You're going once, going twice, sold.
It's really weird because it's involving mobsters, but the poster of it is about the circus.
This is very much a Nancy Drew cover, is what I'm looking at right now.
Yeah.
Which is a bit strange. Flower ties us neatly on to our brief discussion before we jump into the intro to the scenario and figure out where we are. After Joe and Daisy investigated the waterfront, found the Myra Louise, fought off some strange monsters, they managed to recover some evidence from the Myra Louise. Not 5 pieces, but 3 pieces. And so they got some experience. We have both spent our experience, and if I may quickly zip over and take a look at Daisy's permanent collection, which is all multicolored and beautiful. One of them points out, Shrewd Analysis points out, anytime you upgrade a card that was unidentified or untranslated, you may upgrade a second copy at no experience cost. If you do, the 2 upgraded versions are chosen at random, and you have to meet all your deck building restrictions. So you can't take a copy of something that you can't normally take, which is fine.
Yeah. And I did upgrade one.
Ooh.
But do we keep it a secret or do we tell people?
Well, this is the question. I suppose I leave that to you because it's entirely possible that whatever it is you upgraded, we may see early and we may not. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm hoping to see it, but let's save for later.
Okay, cool. But
we can get into it once we are done.
I think so, yeah.
It doesn't come up.
Suffice it to say, I think that's a pretty good tease that perhaps something was upgraded. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, and the power word got upgraded, so there's a beep on there. So
a little extra power word. Oh, hi, Ripley. Okay, Ripley really wants to join our scenario today. Come on, buddy. You gonna bump the microphone? Oh, she's so cute, though. Okay, go.
Hi, Rippers.
Hello, Ripley. All right, let's move the microphone. Okay, there we go. All right. Lovely. Mwah. And goodbye. There she goes. Okay.
Mwah and goodbye.
Mwah and goodbye. Well, so far, I think I've summed up the story pretty well. In terms of mysterious happenings, James Wycliffe had instructed Daisy to go and investigate the... Aw, that's nice. And investigate the waterfront to find the Myra Louise. She reached out to or hired Joe Diamond, old flame, old friend Joe, and they did so together. In terms of the strange happenings, right? So there were the oh god, what are they called? The sort of the fish monsters, but I can't remember what they're called. The deep ones.
Deep ones.
Deep ones.
Yeah.
There was also a strange effect happening on the ship. There were some like bits of green jade or stone that were embedded in parts of the ship and were creating sort of strange, not so much hallucinations, but like perspective shifts, which I don't think either of them really know too much about, but maybe that's going to be useful for us to find out.
It's like playing Zelda with a randomizer.
Exactly. Who knows what's going to come next? I'm ready to just jump into this intro Crosshair and see where we end up.
Oh, for sure. I have nothing special to say.
Okie dokie. Well, I think we should have a look at what we're looking at here. Scenario 2, going twice. If the Obanians have laid their hands on the expedition cargo, then they are surely aware of its worth. Any loot of high enough value will be stored somewhere secure but accessible, alongside other valuable items that the thieves intend to fence. Moreover, the amount and variety of the stolen artifacts would make finding a single buyer nigh impossible. Excuse me. The most likely conclusion is that the Obanians will sell the artifacts piecemeal to collectors who know not to ask questions. The one situation where these threads come together is a black market auction run by the gangsters. This is, of course, Joe's area of expertise, I can only imagine. You make the usual trade of dollars for rumors to learn about where such an auction is being held, and head back to your home to prepare. Having spent the early evening on the waterfront, you arrive fashionably late to the event. A few other finely dressed latecomers file alongside you towards the Obanians' cover business, a private art gallery. 2 hulking mobsters stand at the entrance, sizing you up as you approach. Thought occurs that they likely won't let you inside with any weapons. The question now is how to proceed. So the investigators must decide, choose one. We have 3 options.
Not choose wisely.
And choose wisely, presumably, yeah. The first option, best not to arouse suspicions. We'll surrender our weapons. Remember that you cooperated with the Obanians. Or, we'll cause a distraction and slip inside. Remember that you caused a ruckus outside. Or, there's gotta be another way inside. Remember that you took time to find another way in. And then continue to set up. So we have to choose our way into the auction, basically.
Well, the fun thing is that Daisy would most likely be like, sure, I'll surrender my weapons, which I have none.
Right.
And
yeah.
Joe would most likely be causing a ruckus outside.
I think that's the thing. So we have to choose one between us, right? Like one together, I should say. But I agree with you. I don't think Joe would want to give up his weapons, considering how useful they proved on the waterfront. So
and Daisy is not a big fan, as we learned in the first scenario. She's not a fan of ruckuses.
So does that point to... Oh yeah, go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, I think that only leaves us with one viable option that kind of fits both. Like, Daisy always thinks that there's another way to go about things, and Joe is good at, finding other options as well.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, and I think despite him being a relatively direct, kind of aggressive guy, I think he understands discretion is the better part of valor. I imagine the Obanians know him, they know his face. They're not, maybe not his face, but they'll get suspicious. All they can do to avoid suspicion now will give them more time later, presumably.
Get caught later.
Yeah, exactly. So I agree with you. Let's go with number 3, which is there's got to be another way inside. We're remembering that we took the time to find another way in. Continue to set up. So we gather some cards for the encounter sets, which has been done. Check the campaign log. If you have 3 or more notice, also gather the cards from a certain encounter set called countermeasures. I'm pretty sure we only have 2 notice, but I will just check. We have 2. I was just checking here, which is great. I think we got 1 for finishing the scenario, and then 1 because we got a few XP, but we didn't get another, which is good.
Oh yeah, we got only 3 XP, so we only got 1 notice.
Yes. Yeah. Set the following cards out of aside. Fine. If the investigators caused a ruckus, use a certain agenda. Otherwise, use version 1. The way that the game has done that is they've created 2 separate bags. One of them is called Ruckus Outside, and the other is called Otherwise. So I'll take the Otherwise.
Well, if we ever come back to this, we can cause a ruckus.
Yeah, hell yeah. If we have to repeat time warp ourselves or something. Create the auction deck. This is done by taking 4 of the 8 auction lot story assets and shuffling them together. If the investigators took time to find another way in, create the auction deck with only 3 auction lots instead. So I'm gonna do that. I'm just removing cards until I have 3 in the auction deck. And I agree with Flower. I think notice seems to be like a mechanic that's, the more attention you've attracted by doing a good job, the harder things get later, which it's good. It seems good.
I think because we took the time, some of the stuff got auctioned off already.
Yes, correct. Put some locations into play. If we took time to find another way in, each investigator begins play at Display Room, which is us. So where's Display Room? Okay, let's have a look here. We've got the private lobby, which connects to everything. The smoking lounge, the auction hall, the display room on the right. And finally, at the very back, service corridor, which says investigators cannot enter service corridor. All right. Good to know.
And then
put Ernie Vickers into play at the smoking lounge. That has been done. If we cooperated with the O'Banions, we did not. If we caused a ruckus outside, we did not. So shuffle the remainder of the encounter cards to build the encounter deck. That's it.
The next page is do not read.
All right. Okay. So we found another way in. Daisy and Joe have, cracked a window or snuck through probably climbed in through a different window, found their way into the display room of the auction house.
Yeah, or Daisy just talked to the guard outside that, we are just here to check the merchandise, that it's compliant with the museum guidelines.
Oh my god, amazing. Oh, okay, and then they went, museum, museum, what's the word I'm looking for? Not reporters, but they're trying to make sure everything's up to code. Ugh.
Yeah. Also, as Auli said, Lil B&E, that sounds like a really nice rapper name.
Oh, Lil B&E! I like it, thank you, everyone in the chat. Yeah, Inspector. Wallet Inspector. Auction Investigator, or Inspector. Also, I should say hello to Luke, who just joined. Hello, Luke. Welcome to Doomed. I'm joined today by the Crosshair.
Hi.
Hey! Hey! TTS. It's a cool thing. Okay, well that's that for the intro, so let's read our agenda and our act here. Agenda 1A, cover charge. Now inside the auction house, your task truly begins. The O'Banions are watching the crowds carefully, so you'll have to maintain an alibi. Bidding on some of the items up for auction should convince them. Forced. If there is no auction lot next to the agenda deck, draw the top card of the auction deck and put it into play next to the agenda deck. If you cannot, because the auction deck is empty, advance this agenda immediately. Okay.
Oh.
So we do that, right? Because there's... we need to put the
right.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
Well, the card is there.
What do we got?
Show it.
Yeah. Ooh. Ah.
Jenny. Jenny has been around, I see.
Yes, Jenny's been pawning stuff, I'm sure. This is the auction lot. Pearl Jewelry Set, a 3-cost asset. It says, it's an item, and it says forced. When the current agenda would advance, and this card is next to the agenda deck, remove all doom from play and resolve whichever of the following is true. If there are fewer than 3 resources on this card, that's 1 per investigator plus 1, so 3, the investigators do not win the auction. Remove this card from the game. If there are 3 or more resources on this card, the investigators win the auction. Investigators as a group may pay resources equal to the amount of resources on this card, which is 3 or more. If you cannot, remove this card from the game and each investigator takes 2 damage. Otherwise, remove all resources from this card and choose an investigator to take control of it.
I like the idea that if you can't pay for it, you get punched in the face.
That's it. You win the auction by screaming out some number, and then they go to ask for you in cash, and you're like, ooh, is a check okay? They just break your arm, like, it's horrible.
Okay, yeah, I was thinking that there's only 2 agenda cards and 3 doom. But these cards tend to rotate the agenda.
Yeah, they seem to be extending the first agenda for us, because every time the agenda would advance, we instead remove the doom from the auction, from this pearl jewelry set, and either it disappears or we have to buy it because we've bid on it enough to buy it.
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense.
Oh.
So that's the idea. It's interesting, certainly. Let's have a look at Act 1A, Private Access. The storage for the gang's stolen goods must be further inside, but security is tight, as expected. There's got to be some way to discreetly clear the door of the gangsters standing guard. Objective: only investigators at Auction Hall. I remember we talked about this in great detail last week. It specifically says you have to be at Auction Hall on this card. Can spend the requisite number of clues to advance, which is 8.
Yeah. So for this one, we both have to be there.
Mm-hmm. Unless
for generic clue spending, you might not have to be there.
Correct. 8 clues. It's a lot of clues. Okay. So we're in the display room. There's the private lobby, the smoking lounge, and the auction hall. Sorry, you were saying.
Skulls are -X. X is equal to 4 minus the number of cards in the auction deck.
So that's 2 minus 2. Got it.
Cultist is -1. If you fail, lose a resource for each point you failed by.
Meh.
And the tablet is -2, -4 instead if there are no resources on an auction lot card in play.
Aha! So, by bidding on things, whether or not we win the auction, we at least reduce the tablet from a -4 to a -2, which is, I mean, it's something.
Okay, then.
Yeah, I think that brings us to that time where we have to figure out what the heck we're going to do to get our clues, figure out where we go. Oh, is Joe leading us today?
I think this is more Joe's jam.
I think Joe Jam. I think so too. I think he knows that Daisy can keep a low profile and that she'll be able to find things out. No one's really going to notice her, right? So,
Power asks a nice question.
Mm-hmm. What is
not at all creepy Ernie Vickers.
What is the text on the guy? Oh yeah. Ugh. God, he's terrifying. This is Ernie Vickers, the lone shark.
The small man in the corner of the lounge scans the crowd with a predatory gaze, like a crocodile at the watering hole. He just needs to wait for someone to get thirsty enough.
Unbelievable.
This guy definitely has a barber blade in his pocket.
For sure. He's ready if anything goes down here. He has an action on him. Action parlay. Gain 5 resources. And record in your campaign log that your investigator took out alone. Limit once per game. Now, I will say that Monterey Jack also took out a big loan from the underworld. An offer you can't refuse. I was just remembering this from back in the day. But that never did too badly because he was all about making that money, making that green, making things work. So whether Joe and Daisy are gonna be bitten in the butt by having taken out a loan, I don't know.
Yeah, and it's per investigator. So you can take it, I won't. I can take it, you won't.
Right. Oh, Ernie. I mean, yeah, it'll be fine, right? We'll see. Then maybe we won't need the loan. Who knows?
Oh, they have a 13th century vase here with the original handiwork of the bloody.
Daisy, no. Look, I'll just borrow a few dollars from Mr. Vickers. I'm sure he's totally fine. Damn it, Daisy, no, not now. This will be great in the museum. Daisy.
This belongs in a museum, and this belongs in a museum. These all belong in a museum.
Everything belongs in a museum.
Just like you, Joe.
Hey, I'm not that old yet. I might be too old for this shit, but I'm not too old generally. Oh boy. Let's have a look here at, I guess we'll look at display room before we draw our opening hand, because I think we're ready to get started otherwise.
We won't flip it, of course. But...
No. That's. I think that's right. Yeah. The O'Banions use this room as a portrait gallery for their cover operation, but for the duration of the auction, much more expensive and exotic items are shown to the bidders. Ooh.
Whose accent, Luke?
Yeah, I'm from Quebec. Well, I'm from Canada, originally Ontario. I've moved to Quebec, which is the dialect you're detecting.
Yeah, I'm using the Moon dialect.
The Moon dialect, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
It's all over the place.
Okay, good. That's good to know. It's a good question, Flower. I wonder, because it says record that your investigator took out a loan. So I feel like what I would record is Joe took out a loan. And then in the future, they would come to break Joe's kneecaps. They're not going to go break, Daisy's kneecaps.
Oh no, Daisy isn't finished. If Daisy was finished, she would be talking more like, well, okay, it's like this when we go to the mobster house. We go in and then we like bang put them in and then we get out when we can.
A very sharp, direct people, the Finns.
Yeah, that's more of the Finnish English, as they say.
God, Erigwen. Daisy doesn't even have kneecaps. She took them out to make extra room for more books.
Quite literally.
Like literally. Let's. I think it's time. Let's dive in. We're gonna draw our opening hands. I'm gonna make sure that hands are set properly. Good. So I say, let's do it. Let's draw our opening hands. Let's get doomed.
Let's get doomed.
Hey. Pow.
Wow, look at that.
No. I actually don't really like most of this. I should keep that. Of course, I'm remembering as well, Joe is gearing up, so I have to remember that I need to gear up first.
I have a question.
Yes?
If I have a card that says, if you draw this during your turn, play it, does that include the opening cards?
That is a good question, but it does not, because we do our setup before the first investigator phase of the game, so it would not.
Okay, so cryptic
so you may as well, toss that back, I think, yeah.
Toss that back. Higher education, don't think so. Actually, that might be good.
It's okay.
Will I be
kind of
needing
a fun group
this?
Of cards I've found here, actually. 1, 2.
I guess I'll keep it just in case, and that's...
All right, Joe. Don't mess this up, buddy.
That's just good. Yeah, I'll return 2 of them.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Oh,
All right. Well, good luck, Daisy. I will also.
I don't need luck. I need books.
I don't exactly. I don't need luck. I need books. I'm gonna reveal. Oh, son of a. I. That's devastating. So we discussed this a couple of episodes ago. This is Joe's weakness, unsolved case, which is an insight and a mystery. It instructs. So I can play this card to have it cost 2 rather than 4 because it's in my hunch deck. You have to place one of your clues on your location with the highest shroud, remove it from the game, and then it says forced if it would be shuffled into your hunch deck. Instead, it goes into your threat area, and I earn 2 fewer experience. The sad part, and this is always going to be a risk, but the sad part is I am gearing up this first turn, so I have 3 fewer actions. If I had some way of gaining an action, I could still then play Unsolved Case, but because I don't have any actions on my first turn, I have to just take the hit and let it hit me.
2 less experience.
Yeah.
Oh, or if you can gain a clue. No.
It just I think it still costs an action. Is the kicker. If I had,
Oh yeah.
there are some cards that allow you to add give actions to other players. So if I had an extra action this first turn, I could get in there and play it. But it's
Yeah, I don't think I have anything like that, and I can't really do the unsolved case for you either.
No.
So
that would be really nice though. Eh? Oh, let me just solve that for you, Joe. Did you ever think the butler might have done it? Oh my God, the butler! Of course.
2 fewer experience is rough, though.
It is, but, well, my hope is that we, that we smash the scenario and get a bunch of experience.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think that's gonna be my hope.
Oh yeah, I guess we reveal the display room and see where we go.
Go for it. I would love to see what's on there. Ooh.
Oh.
Many of the auction guests fancy themselves experts in one field or another and are eager to offer their long-winded advice to anyone who will tolerate it. Eye roll. Display room is a 6-shroud 2-clue location with victory 1. Not great, but victory. It has free trigger on it. Free trigger during your turn. Choose and discard a card from your hand. Display room gets -X shroud until the end of your turn, where X is the cost of the discarded card. Limit once per turn, so you can't just discard your whole hand and give it shroud 0. Yeah.
There might be a way.
Ooh.
Well, Daisy has 5 already, so it's 6 on 5 anyway.
Yeah, it's definitely not impossible, that's for sure. I can very quickly, well, not quickly, but I can, if you would like Crosshair, I can go first, because Joe is, of course, gearing up. After making his way inside, Joe's going to find a quiet corner to just make sure he's got everything on him that he might need for a night in the Obanian lair. As a reminder, geared up reduces the number of actions you have on your first turn by 3, but you may play any number of item assets from your hand, reducing the cost of each by 1. So, of course, we start with a backpack, naturally, which allows me to attach items to it. Wow, what a devastating backpack pull. That's fine. Oof. It's fine. I will, and then I think I'm just going to do this. Handcuffs, knife, dissection tools. 1, 2, 3. So Joe he's packing heat. He's got a firearm, but he realizes he's going to have to keep a low profile here if push comes to shove. So he's got his handy dandy war knife with him, and a pair of handcuffs. Handcuffs we haven't seen yet. You can use it to evade a humanoid enemy using combat instead of agility. And then if you succeed, you cuff them. If they are non-elite, they cannot ready, and doom cannot be placed on it, which seems pretty good. However, having geared up, Joe has the awful feeling that perhaps he's missed out on pursuing... Well, in fact, I think he sees one of the O'Banions wander through the room, and he realizes that he's not going to be able to pursue that horrible unsolved case once again.
Yeah, and that was your turn, I believe. Oh, we don't have action markers.
Oh! Yeah, you're right. I thought they... Oh, geez. I thought they automatically spawned in. I must have... Oh, sorry, I must have. I know I deleted them. The question is... Aha! Here's some more. Boop. And then you can right-click on... Or, yeah, you can change their state to be the proper color. I think 2 is Seeker. Whoa.
Indeed it is.
Alright.
Excellent. Oh, these are sideways. Ugh.
Ugh. Gross. Tome action. Oh, and number 9 is a tome action if you want to do that as well, which is fun.
Oh.
Look at that. Look how fun that is. I've never seen this before.
Excellent.
Look at that. Very fun. The Finger Bone Killer. Unbelievable, Flower. It's horrible.
Yeah, it doesn't help that while Joe is setting up to this possibly life-threatening invasion of a monster place, Daisy, on the other hand, is really happy to talk about things with the guests, about the long-winded things, about all the stuff, and just keeps marking stuff down in her dream diary.
Like she's like comparing notes with various patrons about her dreams, their dreams, what they mean. Oh wow, does it mean I was supposed to be here the whole time? Yeah.
Yeah, and while listening, the essence of the dream goes into my hand. Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, she's just talking, and then she's like, okay. And then she's going to investigate the room for anything, like, special.
Okay.
Like something that might help around, or something to locate the stolen goods, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, that would be very useful.
Talk with the guests about the O'Bannons and stuff like that. So I'm going to investigate 5 against 6. That's 6 against 6.
Okay.
That's 8 against 6.
Okay. Damn. Wow, that is awesome, Flower. I can't believe this Biff the Boss is on such a long subscription roll.
8 against 6, so if there's tablet, then it fails, but otherwise, yeah. Yeah.
Ugh.
8 on 6.
Yeah.
Investigation.
Alright.
Here we go. First one of the game. There's a -1 icon that covers my...
So strange. It is a skull. I can tell you that that's what I'm looking at right now. I don't know why.
Yeah, the hover over shows me what it is.
Oh, okay. Sorry, that's really annoying.
Just gonna... But yeah, that's a pass. Anyway.
Yay! It is a pass. It is a pass. Oh, the essence of the dream. It really told you what to look for.
Just gonna try. Oh, that does it.
Oh.
I can select and delete them.
Okay. Oh, we've lost. Okay, we're losing tokens from the pool. I'll put them back in. Oh, weird, actually. No, we're not. Never mind. Sorry, they just vanished from the token arranger, but they're still in the pool. You're good, Crosshair. We're good.
Okay.
That's so funny.
Now...
They disappeared from the little token arranger on the side. I was concerned.
Yeah, and when you did something right now, they disappeared because I had the tokens next to my chaos pool icon and next to your chaos pool icon. So,
Okay. As long as it's gone, that's the key.
well, anyway, Daisy has a really good time talking to the people and grabs 2 clues from the display room.
Thank you, Daisy. Now I'm only at -1 XP. Woo!
I guess as a last action, should Daisy just move along?
Yeah, I think explore, and Joe will come give you a hand if anything really nasty comes up.
Yeah, because currently I really don't. Well, I do need to play something, but I can also play it next turn if need be.
Yeah,
so
let's explore the space here a little bit.
Right. Well, after learning all about the display room, Daisy doesn't quite feel confident enough that the auction hall is the best place to be alone with the mobsters. So she'll just leave Joe behind, like, you mingle ahead, and heads toward what seems to be a private lobby. Despite the supposed secrecy of the event, socialites cluster in the lobby by the dozen, drawn in by the lure of the opulence. Oh, right, it's a lobby, like
Like an
Not
an
a-
entrance of. Yeah.
oh dear God.
That's a lot of text. You let me know if you want me to jump in, but I'm sure you've got it.
Yeah, the lobby puzzles with hopeful bidders that make it sure to navigate, but also provide a constant stream of distractions for the Ubanian guards. So, it's a 2-shroud, 2-clue location with resign. You depart while you still can. So, we can leave the
You
place.
can leave out the front door. Perfect. That's fine.
If the investigators cooperated with the Albanians, we didn't. But it gains action test knowledge or agility 2. This test gets +1 difficulty for its clue on private lobby. If you succeed, choose a weapon asset beneath private lobby and place that card into its owner's hand. If you succeed by 2 or more, you may choose an additional card and place that card into its owner's hand.
That's a lot. That's a lot of text for it to gain. I really like that.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean anything because we didn't cooperate, so...
That's correct. Good evening to you, Cthulhu. Welcome to Doomed. I'm joined tonight by the Crosshair.
Hi.
Hi. I'll give you a quick sum up here, Cthulhu. After Daisy and Joe discovered that things were probably stolen from the Myra Louise by the O'Banian gang, they're infiltrating an O'Banian auction house. Daisy cleared out the display room of clues, netting us a victory point, and has ventured on to the lobby because she's got her dream diary out. Joe has been gearing up, but unfortunately it does mean that his unsolved case comes back to bite him in the butt. But not bad, all things considered.
Yeah, it's a good start.
I would say so. I would say it's a good first round for sure. Yeah. And you're right. Yeah, Flower. I find it fascinating as well. There's like, it's not all the time that scenarios have a resign option, right? But it's, story first, right? And sometimes in a story you can just leave, which is cool.
Yeah. Also, a resign option usually means bad things.
That is true. But I think, not famously, but just as an anecdote, I guess, there's the third scenario of the Dunwich Legacy, which was the second campaign to come out, so it's a very old sort of thing now. The third scenario is at the museum, and there was a resign on the front door, so you can leave before you even go in. And not often, but when people talk about running through the campaign, often they'll just say, this scenario's not really worth playing, like, not enough XP, you don't get anything out of it, I want this outcome, so I'm just gonna, action 1 resign, and just they leave. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. We should have some kind of a community set guidelines to a game that we play through. That they say that if there's a resign option, you resign immediately. If there's this, then you have to do this. And
Oh yeah. Oh no, 100%. Yeah, it's pretty disastrous, Cthulhu. Okay.
yeah,
That's our
the
first.
pri-
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Tell me. Sorry.
private lobby is basically for the event that if you cooperate, this is the place that you get your weapons back.
Right. And they go straight into your hand if you pass the test to get them. But there's also clues here. 2 shroud, 2 clues. No bad thing. We need 8 clues to progress, so we may as well. But I think in the meantime, enemy phase passes and we go straight on to upkeep.
Upkeep.
Upkeep,
And as a
where we
reminder,
draw cards and gain resources.
Daisy draws 2, and then this is a good thing to remember. Discard one of them.
One of the 2 cards that you drew. Right.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So you.
So, you hope you don't draw 2 good cards. Although,
Yeah.
you know how it goes.
Higher education. It's basically a dead card.
Not today. No higher education today. Okay, so Daisy in the lobby. Joe, having finished making sure that he has everything he needs in the display room, we go to 1 out of 3 Doom. And we draw our first encounter cards of the scenario. Let's see what happens to Joe back in the display room here. Ooh, Covetous Conspirator. If it is Agenda 2, Covetous Conspirator gains Surge. Otherwise, it is not. Put it into play next to the Agenda deck. Forced. After you activate the free trigger ability on Auction Hall, take a damage. Okay, well, I don't know what it does, but that's fine. Action Parlay, test will or combat for combat. You may spend any amount of resources to get +1 skill value for each resource spent. If you succeed, discard Covetous Competitor. If you control an auction lot asset, you may remove it from the game to automatically succeed. This is a person who really is pissed the hell off that you're bidding on something she really, really wants.
Yeah, and she wants everything.
This must be a movie poster from like the 50s or something, right? It looks like it to me. Anyway, I'll put it into play next to the Agenda deck, but currently it's not doing much. Although I'm
Let's see what
worried
happens at the private lobby. Around every corner. There's another scheme. Scheme.
Scheme, exactly. I think that's how it's pronounced.
Revelation test agility 3. If you fail, the nearest conspirator enemy moves directly to their location, makes an immediate attack against you. If there are no conspirator enemies in play, search the encounter deck and discard pile for 1 and spawn it engaged with you. If there is a countermeasure treachery in play that matches your class, you cannot commit cards to this test. Do you want me to repeat that?
Yes. No, I'm just kidding. I just kid. Ergwen, I am so happy to provide you with the entertainment you need because I cannot believe you're restarting it. It's tragic as heck. But don't worry.
Yeah.
I'm sure Asterion will love you forever.
Yeah. Well, make good choices.
Yes, make good choices. Yes, Crosshair's right. Make good choices. Don't choose the things we would choose.
Don't blow up rooms with a fireball.
Apparently not.
Right. I want to play that character that's on the right there.
Yeah.
That's my next doomed character.
That's so cool. And I'm going to play One-Eyed Orc McGee in the background. That's the Terminator in the back. Who is that? It's ridiculous. Oh, I love it.
Right. Agility 3.
Yeah.
Well, do you know how many agility icons I currently have?
Oh, boy. Well, I'm hoping... If you end up with a conspirator tangling here, maybe Joe can come in and give you a little hand.
Yeah, okay. 2 to 3.
Nope.
-1. -2.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Right, so around every corner goes there, and I'll be look for a conspiratore, and I'll look through the deck, I guess.
Yeah, I think we have to for conspirators.
Yeah.
But you are allowed to, like, I mean, you know, you can choose how you want to do it, of course, but since we don't know the deck very well, you're absolutely allowed to look at all of the things that say conspirator and choose the one that's best or whatever. I mean, you're allowed to. I don't know if you want to, but...
Yeah, I'm just looking, like, it doesn't say that the first one.
Nope, it just says
No.
search for
Yeah.
one.
Yeah,
Great question.
I'm not gonna look...
Oh,
I'm
no.
not gonna look at the other cards because that's boring.
I'll just catch Cthulhu up on the sort of the fun thing that's going on in this scenario here. The agenda has 3 doom, but instead of advancing the agenda at the doom threshold, we instead sell one of the things that's up for auction, and we reset the doom clock. If we're out of things to sell at the auction, or buy at the auction, then the agenda advances. Each, or I believe, this auction lot, this pearl jewelry set, basically... if there's fewer than 3 resources on this card when the agenda should advance, we don't win the auction and it gets removed from the game. If there are 3 or more resources on this card, we win the auction, we have to pay, or we take 2 damage, and then we take control of it. So, thematically, we're using the auction as a cover to be here, so hopefully we're bidding on something and winning in the auction so that we are not totally screwed when they discover we're not here for any other reason.
I'm just gonna show you. These are basically the only ones I could find.
Ooh.
I think.
Ooh.
So,
does it spawn engaged with you? It does spawn engaged with you, whatever the thing normally says.
The fixer is a basic. If there's a countermeasure, it gets buffed, but 3/3 2 damage enemy.
Okay.
Hunter retaliate. The other one is a spook. It's aloof. Clues cannot be discovered from spook's location. If there are no clues at spook's location, it loses aloof, gains hunter, and gets +1 fight. So I'm thinking I'm gonna take the spook, and you can come deal with it.
Yeah. That sounds good to me. He does start engaged with you despite the aloof keyword, which is weird, but that's... Around every corner says it is engaged with you. But that's... you're right, I'm going to come in and try to start fighting him for you.
Oh, right, I can't disengage. Well, if I evade, then...
That's true. Well, yeah, I could also go first, if you would prefer.
Yeah, I'm just thinking...
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you could, because then I could spend the time to get some clues.
That's
or
true.
Stuff.
It's true.
You can also just try to kill it while it's engaged with me, because
if that doesn't scare you, then that's what I'm gonna do, my friend. I've got these handcuffs, but I don't think that's gonna be useful. I'll keep this for a different enemy, I think. Handcuffs.
Yeah, because this one would this one stops clue getting.
Yeah, so we don't want to keep him around. Yeah, let's okay, so I'll jump in here. Joe sniffs the air and goes, "Daisy's in trouble." I don't know why, but he knows that she's wandered off on her own. He's going to shortcut into the private lobby. He's essentially following her, seeing that there's a man in a large brimmed hat sort of trailing her. And yeah, he's going to engage the spook off of her. First action.
You are going to engage. I was thinking that you'd save an action, but...
you know, I was thinking about it, but because of shortcut, the move didn't take an action, so I don't mind taking it off you, and then just in case I fail, it'll still be over here, and it's not the worst. Incredible. tried to drag the boss of the Silver Twilight Estate out of the building. Yeah, you're coming with me, kid. Get out of here. I love it. Oh, this is my house. You can't drag me out of here. I will now fight. Joe is essentially going to move up behind Daisy. He sees that she's got a tail. He's gonna like basically grab the guy as he's moving by and take him around the corner and try to shank him with his knife. I have 5 combat while fighting with the knife, so it's 5-3. Skulls -2, so that's a damage.
Yeah.
And let's go one more time. It doesn't have any aloof or whatever, so let's do it. 5-3. It's a tablet. That's the bad one, right? Yeah, -4 because there are no resources on an auction lot card in play.
Oh yeah, we need to start doing that also.
Yeah, makes the tablet worse for sure, but... So unfortunately, Crosshair, this is too bad, but it clues cannot be discovered from Spook's location.
Oh,
I'll kill him in the enemy phase for you.
Oh right, you can do the exhaust fight. Or if I have an action, I can also just punch the dude.
I mean, if you want to give me a hand here. Basically, Joe is... It's the scene from Casino Royale at the... I think it's at the airport? Can't remember now. But Joe and this strange, unnamed man in the large-brimmed hat are like... they're struggling just around the corner out of sight of all the guests. Trying to drive the knife into each other.
Yeah, and while the dream diary... Well, first off, reaction, I'll take Essence of the Dream into hand.
Okay.
That's a good... Dream diary is good at the base level already.
The fact that it's the free tome action, it makes it worthwhile for sure.
Yeah. So Daisy has 2 fight and that guy has 3 fights, so... So yeah. Daisy's looking at this struggle and just... While the dream diaries are usually small, Daisy is used to putting a lot of stuff on paper. So her dream diary is more of a tome than a diary.
Yes, it's a honkin' diary, that's for sure.
Yeah. So she walks behind the spook and whacks it on the head, or attempts to.
Oh, okay.
With the dream diary. So 4 against 3.
All right. Don't. Oh, actually, hang on. Let me commit you an icon here. But what do I want to throw out? I think maybe this. There you go. +1 combat.
Cthulhu, it's the ancient stone.
Ooh.
And they were chosen at random, so.
Oh yeah. So we don't. So who knows? So who knows what happens?
So that's 5 on 3. Yes?
Yep. You're correct. Yep. Figure that's a good place to be.
-1.
Good. Dead.
So, bonk.
Spook. Thanks, thanks, Daisy. Oh, thank God.
It seems to be the trouble here. And then just walks off like da 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 da.
Da, 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 da. Oh, okay.
Second action. I'm going to play second tome, which is the Scroll of Prophecies. Just from between the dream diary. Oh, right, I have this one.
Just foretelling the future, no big deal.
Yeah. I'm going to last action use that.
Great.
You don't. You only have 1 card.
Yeah, I mean, cards are always good, but I think Daisy probably also wants a full hand of options, right? I imagine.
Yeah, I'm gonna be selfish here and just draw 3 cards and discard 1 card. And that can be any card, so...
I know what I want you to find.
I don't.
Oh, okay. No, just the you had cryptic writings or whatever earlier, that if you draw it during your turn,
Oh,
get to
right,
try it, but
yeah.
that would be nice.
That would be...
Wow, what's all this forced learning, you know?
Oh,
Neko-nekikon. Neko-nekikon. No, Neko-nekikon flower. Not yet. I should say not yet. Nobody has the Necronomicon yet.
Nemenumenicon.
Yes, right, the Nemenumenicon. Of course. I'm sorry, we're just having a good time.
I've got a plan away.
Okay.
I just fought recently, so I don't
So
need
you'll
it.
never have to fight again. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, that's
right.
sorted.
Good. So, that's Scroll of Prophecies down. We knocked out a spook, and Joe's going through his pockets. And we go again. No enemies on the board, so we go straight to upkeep. Draw a card, gain a resource. Cool. Great timing there. Nakoyamikon, 2023. Does Joe try to run to the auction hall, I wonder? We go to 2 out of 3 Doom. Oh yeah, no, you gotta make a choice here.
I'm gonna throw Parallel Fates away.
Okay.
I don't think I need it right now.
Tekalilikon.
Tekalilikon sounds rather fun.
Yeah, I would go to that as well, I think. We go to 2 out of 3 Doom. The auction for this pearl jewelry set continues loudly down the hall in the auction hall. As Joe and Daisy, a chill event, as Joe and Daisy continue to try to figure out a way past the guards into the back of the section here, the back section of the O'Banian's Hall. As we draw some...
Somehow
tell me.
I have a feeling that the auction house has an trigger like, do this action, put 1 resource on the thing. And we need 3 things on it.
Yeah, that's, if we have at least one thing, like if we bid on it, then the tablets become -2s instead of -4s, which is good.
Yeah.
But I do agree with you. If we don't win the auction, that seems like it might be bad. Plus, this covetous conspirator really wants to bonk us over the head, so that's not very nice. I'm going to draw my encounter card here, which is Bidding War! In the heat of the moment, you might have overbid while trying to keep up appearances. Forced, when you activate the free trigger ability on Auction Hall, test Will 3. If you fail, place 2 additional resources on the current auction lot. If you fail by 2 or more, take a horror. Whether you succeed or fail, discard Bidding War.
That's a good thing?
I think generally, unless you wanted to put 1 resource on and you end up putting 3, and so all of a sudden the pearl necklace costs 5 instead of 3 or something, right?
Yeah.
You have to pay resources. If you win the auction, you have to pay resources equal to the number of resources on it, not the actual cost of the item. Like a real auction, right? But as of now, it doesn't seem to do anything.
Okay. Well, let's see what happens. What also happens here. Oh hello.
Yep. Classic. Classic. All right, Daisy. Secret. Keep your secrets, Daisy.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Joe can get the clues here. Maybe not for free, but at least one of them he can do pretty quickly.
That means
what are
Daisy.
Daisy's thoughts here?
Daisy could go check out the auction hall finally. Like, see what's what.
Yeah, I think if, as a warning, of course, there seems to be some sort of free trigger on auction hall, and it's gonna fire a couple of bad things, but we could check it out at least and see what it is. You're right. There might also be clues there. Who knows?
Yeah. Should I go first then?
Yeah, sure. I say go for it.
Oh, well. Daisy could use a free action first to check out the scroll of prophecies to see how things go.
Yeah, no bad thing.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's go ham with the cards in hand.
I mean, that doesn't surprise me.
Draw. And then discard one. Well,
It's a lot of cards. Whoa.
yeah, I guess I can discard the other Dream Diary.
Makes sense.
Yeah, first action, let's go see what's up. Daisy's just gonna... Well, there's an awfully lot of talk about the auction hall. I should probably go see. Do you handle the O'Banion guys at the door?
Joe's still checking the guy's pockets.
In opposition to the constant chatter and relaxed air of the other rooms, the site of the actual auction is quiet and tense.
Tense.
Clues aplenty. The auctions proceed quickly and without much ceremony. Each bidder knows the legality of questionable to begin with. The legality is questionable to begin with, and the O'Banions collect the asking price immediately with armed guards standing by in case of complications.
So good. That's really funny.
3 shroud, 4 clues, fast action. If there is an auction lot asset next to the agenda deck, you bid on the current action lot. Place 1 or more resources on the auction lot asset next to the agenda deck from the token bank.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so first of all, you're allowed to put as many as you want on in one free action.
Yeah, and they go... Resources come from the token bank, not from you.
That makes sense to me because when the auction is finished, it says if there's enough resources on the card, you have to pay for it. But you don't have to pay for it right away, which is hilarious. I think. Really funny. But of course, there's also the 2 treacheries that are in play right now because of the auction.
So what does the fast action have? If you place... You test 3. If you fail, please 2 additional resources. Oh, yeah. But that's not really an issue.
No, it's not that. If you think you're going to fail, you could like underbid and then maybe get a more bang for your buck, as it were.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh yeah, it has to be 3 resources still.
If there are 3 or more, we win. Then you have to pay that much. And this is when the agenda would advance. I do agree with Flower. I think the pearl necklace would look pretty good. So pearl jewels.
Or rather, the agenda doesn't advance.
No, sorry. That's what I mean. It's when the agenda would advance. Is what I mean. Sorry.
Yeah.
Which is soon.
So, if we win the... Oh, right. It's gonna advance now.
After our turns, yeah.
So now would be a good place to auction at the pearl necklace.
Yeah, part of it is, do we have the money and all of that? But there's the bidding war, which forces a willpower test that might add additional money, which would then be, extra money to pay.
And you take 1 damage from that's meh. 1 damage is basically nothing. Well, actually, it's something to Daisy.
I was gonna say it's nothing to Joe, who could, I guess, come in and try that.
But it also depends on... Are these encounter cards? Yes, yes,
absolutely.
they are.
Yeah.
Yes. Cool. So, I have 2 resources. Yes, there's a lot of stuff I could do.
Some soup. Classic play.
Well,
Lady hits you in the back of the head with a fan. Drink some soup. It's just an auction, guys. Drinking some soup.
oh, right. I read that wrong.
Oh.
Any number is a good thing to read.
Yeah. I mean, depending on the context, I suppose. But yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So, first off, I need resources to put, or I need at least 3.
If you
Or
end up with
we-
3 on the pearl necklace, that's right.
Investigators as a group must pay.
That's
And
true.
you don't have to be here to pay for it.
Investigators as a group. Investigators as a group must pay resources. Yeah, equal to the amount of resources on this card. Yep.
Okay.
Doesn't say.
So
You're right.
basically,
Yeah. Seems good to me. You're borrowing money from me essentially, but that's okay. They come to find me in the
Yeah.
hall and they're like, "Hey, Daisy said you had $20, you know." Yeah.
basically, maybe, possibly, because first action. Daisy starts to scribble in her dream diary,
Okay.
sketching the auction hall, but it looks a bit off.
It does.
I'm gonna draw 3 cards, if you don't mind.
Yeah. It costs 2 resources.
Oh, right. Let's not do that then. What I meant to do
Oh, okay. What I meant for my next trick.
is
Oh.
to glimpse the unthinkable. So, ignorance is bliss you cannot afford. Instead of sketching stuff, she's just reading her dream diary and comparing her dreams to the actual events that are happening.
Oh, I like where this is going.
Right, so draw 1 card. Then shuffle any number of non-weakness cards from your hand into your deck, then draw that many cards.
Okay. Whew.
So that can go away, that can go away. That can go away.
Just watching all of Daisy's like little details and stuff. Put some music back on before I forget.
I'm gonna show this because it's going away.
Buy Ancient Stone Mines in Harmony.
Yeah, so it would come into play with 7 secrets because I had a 7 difficulty.
That's right.
And anytime I draw a card as a reaction, I could heal that much horror. Then I'm going to... Yeah, I think I'm gonna also put preposterous sketches back in there.
Okay.
And... yeah, let's do that.
All right.
So, 5 cards. Go back into the deck and I draw
Whoa. Pow.
Bill. Okay.
Alright, well. You can't win them all, right?
But I can win some because while she's going through her dream diary and stuff, a lab assistant comes along.
Sake.
Oh,
Just
Daisy,
drawing
this is where
cards.
you are.
Look at this. How many cards are you drawing?
All of them.
Actually, to be fair, as we discussed previously, the maximum hand size increased by 2 is going to be very clutch here, I think, specifically.
Draw 2 cards. Don't mind if I do. Okay, fine.
Yeah. Move, glimpse the unthinkable, lab assistant. I think.
Yeah, I think that's it because... yeah.
So many
Yeah.
Look at this. Look at this hand.
And cards.
Okay.
And hand limit is normally 8, so...
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Now up to 10. How exciting.
Also, do you want to borrow me 3 resources?
I don't mind lending you 3 resources, no.
Excellent, because I can spend some cards.
Yeah, well, we're gonna have an upkeep as well, so I guess we'll have a little bit of breathing room. But I certainly don't mind lending you a couple of resources.
So Daisy's gonna try to place.
Oh boy.
Now, am I going to fail this? Because that would mean I place 3 resources. Or am I gonna try to place 3 resources and possibly fail and get 5 resources?
Well, this is where it gets tricky, because because then you're taking damage, and you're gonna die, and like it's a whole thing. So, well, no, I guess you have the lab assistant to take a little hit for you, but it's
I'm not gonna fail, so I'm gonna place 3 resources on the auction lot.
You're not going to fail. Perfect.
Yeah. No, you may not, Flower. So.
No, you may
force.
not.
After you activate you take 1 damage. I'm gonna use deny existence on that.
Okay. So no damage.
Oh, and I denied existence so hard that I disconnected.
Oh dear. I actually need to take a quick break, Crosshair. Is it possible? Is it all right if we take a quick break as you're reconnecting? Do you mind?
Yeah, I need to toilet and stuff also.
Perfect. Well, we'll let you reconnect while we do that. And we're going to see if Daisy's first auction for that pearl jewelry set is a success or not.
Yeah, I'm just gonna reconnect and then go.
I'll make sure that you can get back in first, hey?
Yeah.
Whoop, there we go.
And we are in.
I'm in. There you go, and I'll promote you.
Backing in.
Excellent.
And be right back.
Okay, perfecto. We're going to be right back, team. You can think about what token you want to come up, Flower. And we'll see you back in a second on Doomed. Hello, welcome back to Doomed. Why is there no music playing? And why on earth... Oh, there is music playing. Okay, well, that's fine. Welcome back to Doomed, not so solo playthroughs through Arkham Horror, the card game with a focus on roleplay and storytelling. Today, I'm joined by special guest, the Crosshair.
Hi.
Hello. But more importantly, Roger Twy, why on earth do you think I would mind if you shared a stream of your chickens? So, I don't... Whoa. I'm trying to put my chair up here. Despite appearances to the contrary, the space in this office is very... The distances in this office are very small, so I can't actually, like... Anyway. But yes, Roger Twy, trying to be polite. Good. Whoa! Good stuff. Oh, foul and fair. Roger Twy, if you feel comfortable sharing it in the Discord, feel free to share it in my channel. We here at the Chaos Cat House would love to have chickens, which we do not have and probably will not for some time. But I definitely want to see. So,
who got all those chickens?
Chicken! God damn, Flower. Flower,
Yeah,
what you don't know about the Crosshair is that he's a different person every time. Very special.
You should maybe check in tomorrow, Monday, to see just how special.
Oh, I like that tease. That's right. For those watching now, you get a little... Well, you probably got some information at Punchy as well, but just a reminder that there's going to be a special multiplayer stream, 1 o'clock Eastern, on Monday in celebration of All Hallows Eve. Because I'll be away on All Hallows Eve. Okay. We're back. Crosshair. I believe...
Right.
That's right, this Moon Day! Ooh. I believe we were right in the midst of Daisy about to bid on a pearl necklace. And she was going to put 3 resources on the pearl jewelry set, and not fail her various tests.
Yeah, Daisy entered the auction hall, the lab assistant was there, she threw Daisy, all of the research work they've been gathering about this stuff, like, no, this is not the place. So her hand is full of stuff. And then the lab assistant, basically with the deny existence, distracted the covetous competitor while Daisy bid on the pearl necklace.
Okay.
So my attempt is to place 3 resources on it.
Okay.
But I have to test
Willpower
3.
3, that's right.
I'm gonna add parallel fates into it. Good card, good card. So that's 4 against 3.
What does it say here? So this is, I'm just asking myself before you draw your token. When you activate the ability, you're placing 1 or more resources on the auction. However, the trigger says, when you activate it, test will 3. So are the resources on the auction lot or not? I guess they are not yet. Ooh. Very nice, Osab. I didn't know that was known as Mischief Knight. I like it. Does make sense, certainly, so that's good.
Yeah, basically I place 3, and then if I fail this, I place another 2.
Yeah. They're going on all together, I think, is my thought. Either 3 or 5, but you're not failing, so 3.
Yeah, I think so. I still have time to change my mind, but then I'd be only... Well, technically, I should do it like this. I should... Because it's a fast action, I can do it multiple times.
Yeah, you have to take a damage each time.
Yeah.
From the lady. From the lady! Which is less good.
So, do I succeed in this one, 4 against 3? Or do I try to fail it and then only place 1, which would mean 3? Because if I fail, then you have to find 2 more resources somehow.
Exactly the concern. Not impossible, but definitely a concern.
Yeah, worst is I take more damage. So, yeah, let's try to fail. But on this attempt, I'm gonna use deny existence to negate the damage.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be placing 1, and I'm gonna be testing 3 to 3.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Okay. Well,
I place 1.
okay. But as Flower of August points out, you're correct. I was just zipping up here for this. You passed the test, which is great. But whether you succeed or fail, discard Bidding War. So at least that won't fire again. So there's that.
Okay, so now if I take a damage, I can place the other 2.
Yes, and or if you'd prefer, I can zip up there and do it myself as well.
You can? Well...
I leave it to you, because I have a slightly bigger health pool than you. And that's not to say size matters.
I do have a bigger dick.
Oh, God. God damn it, Daisy.
That might be bad. Yeah, okay, if you can do it, then that's better for me, for sure.
Cool.
Because my turn is over, so I have to reveal that the auction hall is filled with grotesque hallucinations.
Ugh. Horrible.
So, I have to discard a card from hand at random, which I'm thinking like this is either really bad or not bad.
Would you like me to roll a die for you, or are you gonna shuffle up the deck and do it that way?
Nah, I'm gonna deny it.
Oh, very nice. Okay. Yeah, that's true. You don't have to discard cards if an encounter card would force you to. Very nice.
Daisy believes nothing.
Nothing at all. I don't believe anything. These hallucinations are ridiculous. Well...
Over to you.
Say again? Oh, over to you. Thank you.
And also, I think I might be able to clear private lobby.
Okay. I can get one of the clues basically for free with scene of the crime. So if you don't want me to, I don't have to.
Yeah, because I have a way to get 2 more clues from somewhere else, so...
Yeah, I think you're going to need some money for that at some point. Believe it or nothing.
Yeah.
We will hopefully find you a way to get some money. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's one way to get money, which is Ernie.
That is true. You're not wrong. Okay, well in that case, because I could... Oh, I see what the issue is that you're saying. Okay. In that case...
also... If you take 1 clue, then there's only 1 clue left there, so... Because there's still 4 clues in the auction hall, so...
Yeah, no, totally. So I'll let this scene of the crime go back into my hunch deck so that you can pull off what you need a little later. But I will start by moving into the smoking lounge. Naturally, of course, Joe, rather than going straight to the auction hall. A dense haze emitted from dozens of cigarettes and cigars blankets the populated room. Here, bidders wait idly for auction lots more to their liking. Obviously, Joe is, he's not trying to stay glued to Daisy's side just in case people start to link the two of them, right? Okay. The vain and shallow gather in the smoking lounge to rub shoulders with those richer than themselves. Perhaps showing off a bit of wealth will encourage them to warm up to you. Parlay. Test willpower or intellect 7. Lol. You get plus X skill value for this test, where X is the cost of the item asset you control with the highest cost. If you succeed, gain a clue. Okay. I have items that cost 2, so I would have plus 2 to this test. That only takes me up to like a 6. So no need, really.
Yeah.
Question is, Crosshare, are we going to take out loans? I wonder about that. It feels good, and I know you're considering it because of other things.
I'm also hoping I don't have to. Because loans seem like a bad thing.
They do. I'm Oh, yeah, smoke isn't smoking. Well, I mean, flower, people... I mean, correct me if I'm wrong here, but Oh, no, we talked about this the other day. I always assumed a smoking jacket was a jacket for smoking. But it's not. It's like it's either a kind of fashion or a kind of fabric. I learned this the other day, and I was absolutely, like, mind-boggled to learn this. But yes, they are smoking in the lounge.
Yeah.
Which is cool. Okay, well, I guess I don't need... I mean, we need to put some... Oh, did we put Here, I'll put a resource on the auction lot.
Yeah. That's the one thing we need.
Well, I will then, in that case, I'll move up. I'll come to join you. We're just taking our time, making sure people don't suspect, right? So second action, move in. Free trigger. I'm going to take a damage, because I don't think it's worth me trying to parlay here. No. So I will free trigger to put 2 resources on the auction lot from the bank, taking a damage in the process. People are struggling as Joe comes in and sort of like ups the ante again. Whoop. And then last action, I am going to just start the process of getting clues here. I'm not getting all of them, because I certainly can't, but I will try to investigate at 4 to 3. Let's see if we can get... Actually, what's the worst thing that can happen? Okay, it's fine. I will go 4 to 3 on this test. 4 to 3. No, okay. I figured that might happen.
Okay.
So, there you go.
Okay.
All right, too bad.
Okay. Right then.
Right indeed. So we go to, there's again no enemies on the board. Ernie Vickers is waiting for someone to come take out a loan. This covetous competitor is there. But we go to upkeep before anything else. Oh, that's gonna be...
I have a few cards here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Forbidden Dome goes away.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards. And my hand limit is 10.
Perfect. Kind of. Alright. So, Mythos phase. We go to 3 out of 3 Doom. This would advance the agenda. However, the Pearl Jewelry its set says, when the current agenda would advance, remove all Doom from play, resolve whichever is true. If there are 2 + 1 or more resources on this card, investigators win the auction. As a group, they must pay resources equal to the amount of resources on this card, 3. If you cannot, fine. Otherwise, remove all resources from it and choose an investigator to take control of it. There are 3 resources on the card, so...
I can pay 1 or...
I don't mind paying all 3 because I feel like you have something you're building towards, so I'm very happy to pay the 3. But of course, it's a gift for my honey, my sweetie pal. He's trying to, he's trying to build a cover story that they're married or something.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, cover story. Mm-hmm.
Let us then draw the next... there's an auction lot, so I will put it into play next to the agenda deck. This is a Baroque painting. Jeez Louise.
The Baroque painting.
Yeah, this one's expensive as hell. It's got the same forced effect, so when the agenda would advance, instead of advancing the agenda, if there are fewer than 6 resources on this card, we don't win the auction, it removes. If there are 6 or more, we have to pay... It's the same thing, basically. If you can't pay the 6 or more resources that are on the card, you take 2 damage. But, I mean, this is... Fuck off. Like, I don't care! We could put 1 resource on it just so we've made a bid.
Oh, that painting belongs in a museum.
Damn it, Daisy. Let's see. Yeah, well, I mean, I don't deny it, but Joe kind of just rolls his eyes like, oh god. Let us draw some encounter cards too. We managed to secure the Pearl Jewelry set as they continue to look for a way past the O'Banions into the room at the back. Abyssal Visions. Whoa. Joe stares at the painting that recently came out, and it twists and turns and seems to drop off into nothingness before his very eyes. When you would reveal chaos tokens for a test you are performing, reveal an additional token, cancel the token with the highest modifier. Tentacle is considered to be lower than each other token, once per test. At the end of the round, discard Abyssal Visions. So for this round, Joe has to reveal 2 tokens and take the worst one. Yuck.
So, an Arkham card.
An Arkham card, for sure.
Keeping tabs. They clearly got the eye of some of the mobsters. Mm-hmm. If it's agenda 2, keeping tab against search. Nope. No. It's not.
No, it is not. You're right.
After an investigator activates the ability on Auction Hall, discard 1 copy of Keeping Tabs, max once per effect. First, at the end of the round, if the investigators did not activate the ability on Auction Hall, each investigator takes 1 damage and places 1 of their clues at the location.
Aha! Okay.
Well, to be fair, I was gonna bid anyway, so
I was gonna someone's gonna bid for sure, so that's no
yeah.
bad thing. Okay. Joe's gonna reveal the top card of his hunch deck. Logical reasoning. I don't have a clue right now, so I can't play it, but if I did, I could heal 2 horror, or I could choose an investigator to heal 2 horror, or discard a terror card, of which we have none, so that's a bit of a slap in the face. But that's okay, that's fine. Get a clue, Joe.
When you remove a card from a game, does it come back in the next scenario?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so it's only for this scenario.
Scenario, correct, yeah.
Cool. No bad thing then.
So we're back around to us. Joe's sensing some strange power in the Baroque painting and is thinking that maybe they should bid on it just to keep the eyes of the gangsters nearby off of them as they look for more clues as to how to progress into the service corridor. That's correct, Flower. Exile is a keyword that means it leaves your deck forever, but that doesn't apply here, but you are correct. It's a thing. So the real question is, what is next to the Crosshair? Are we trying to get all of the clues on this location here? I could try if you want. I could start my turn and bid and then maybe try to get some of the clues so that you could finish it off, but I leave it to you.
Yeah, I'm trying to dig for something also, but it kind of depends how many clues there are left and stuff like that, so...
Okay. Would you... So then in that case, I could... Because my thought for this turn would be trying to get clues. Because I don't really have anyone to fight or anything, so... I can try. I think Joe will start, though, by... Whoop, he'll take a damage to put a resource on the auction lot.
Might as well put 6.
Yeah, but I don't... Well...
I plan to get the loan if it's necessary, but...
So, okay, we want to buy this painting. It belongs in a museum, right? Of course.
Yeah, Daisy wants it.
All right, Daisy. There you go. Joe stands up and shouts, $60,000! And it just echoes through the hall. Everyone looks at him like, oh my god. There's like a long silence.
Doesn't belong that much in a museum.
Okay, it's not that much, buddy. Let's do it. Joe is going to investigate. Annoyingly, I don't really want to play anything because I want to keep my resource. I really don't want to overwrite my tools. So, we'll just investigate at 4 to 3, which is a little annoying because there's very few tokens that actually pass me here, but it's about half.
Yeah.
50-50. But let's see if I can get any clues. That'd be nice. Let's go. 4 to 3. Cultist, which I think is -1.
Yeah.
Great. Joe gets a clue. So now I can play logical reasoning, but there's nothing to logic my way out of, apparently. Oh, shoot, sorry. I had to draw 2 tokens there.
Oh, yeah.
Because of Abyssal Visions. And it's once
per That was a
test.
cultist.
It was a cultist,
Yeah.
so I'll just draw another token. So they were both -1s.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So that's still a pass. I'll remember. The second time, let's go again. I will reveal 2 tokens this time. The skull is worse. I must keep the skull. The visions swim before Joe's eyes as he tries his best to find a way through the hall back into where the Obanians must keep their good shit. Let's go one more time. I'm gonna commit.
Oh, right, I can...
Oh, yep, sorry.
Wait, I can commit stuff.
Great.
I totally forgot that I can do that.
We're in the same room. Yeah, you can commit 1 card to my test. I'm currently up to
also
5 to 3.
Yeah, you're good for fighting, right?
I mean, I have a knife, yeah.
I'll add that one to it then.
Great. 6 to 3. I'm going to draw 2 tokens. Okay, the -3 is the worst one. I have to take it, but I'm exactly 3 up. Thank you very much. Get another clue. Ooh, so now there are 2 clues left on the auction hall. Joe thanks Daisy profusely, and he starts to sort of formulate a plan. I'll pass the
Kind
turn.
of what we need. First, Daisy's just gonna logic her way out of this grotesque hallucinations.
Oh yeah, sure. Well, so much logical reasoning, right?
The Forbidden Tome is already translated, so
May as well just disappear for now.
yeah, I have it back home.
The Forbidden Tome at home.
And I'm gonna activate Scroll of Prophecies, because there's still stuff to read in there.
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh crap.
We like to hear that.
That was the free action.
Mm-hmm.
Discard 1 card.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep. Yeah, draw 3, discard 1. Not necessarily of those, just 1 card from your hand.
And weaknesses can't be.
Correct, yeah. Most weaknesses just enter play immediately when you draw them. Not always, but...
Yeah, that's interesting, because... But yeah, weaknesses can't be discarded.
Yes, no, yes, you can't, yeah, you can't deliberately discard a weakness. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I have to discard a card. That would have come into play. Hold it. Straight away.
Good point, Flower. Or good point, Crosshair.
Yeah, let's throw parallel fights away. Yay. 2 more actions. I do need resources.
Yeah, yep. Joe's got some degree of money in his deck, but I haven't drawn into any of it yet, unfortunately, which is pretty tragic.
But the stuff won't advance right now.
No, we don't have to pay for this $60,000 that Joe just promised for a while. Oh, but we did investigate the free trigger ability, so I'm going to discard keeping tabs.
Yeah.
Good question, Flower. Weirdly enough, there's no penalty. As near as I can tell. It just gets removed from the game. However, thematically, people seem to be keeping tabs on us and seeing if we're there to bid or not. So I feel like maybe later in the scenario, I don't know, but I wonder if later in the scenario they're going to be like, so if you were at this auction, what did you buy, huh? And we can show off the pearl jewelry set. Maybe.
It's kind of tricky.
What are you struggling with?
Resources, basically.
Yes. Well, you can take resources for actions. It's not very efficient, but it's something, right? Oh, good point, Flower. God damn it, you're right. All the good shit's gone. You never know. Love the art on this card. Badass. The more I look at this card's art, the more I realize, yeah, the stranger the geometry gets, which is kind of the point, but it's pretty cool all the same. Oh. Let's see here. We've got Ernie Vickers ready to loan out some money. few clues left on the auction house and a few at the private lobby. Things that will hopefully let us get further, deeper, as it were, into the O'Banion's lair. Tell me, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get a clue.
Okay.
Straight up.
Seems good.
5 to 3.
Okay.
Yep.
That's a clue.
That's one. I have to leave the last one there, though.
Okay. I understand.
For future reference.
Got it.
And I'm gonna take a resource.
Good. Seems good.
Yeah. Cool.
Cool.
And just gonna reveal that Daisy's overthinking all the things at the moment, so
As an additional cost to play it, you have to choose and discard 4 other cards from your hand. Oof, yuck.
yeah.
Okay, but otherwise, a horror, no big deal for Daisy, right? She's got a big brain. She can handle herself.
Yeah, the quantum calculations and stuff back at the library are kind of messing with her mind at the moment, so she's not sure.
Her head's in 2 places at once. I understand.
Yeah.
I understand.
And the lab assistant brought more work home, so...
Thanks a lot, lab assistant. She seems very happy to be here, but anyway, I suppose that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, very happy.
We go to, again, enemy phase. There's no enemies on the board because Joe and Daisy are just here to bid on things at the auction, right?
All the things.
Which takes us to upkeep. There we go. That's for me. That's not for you, unfortunately. I get to discard Abyssal Visions at the end of the round. I'm still looking desperately at Unsolved Case, hoping that Joe will get some victory points out of this scenario, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw away deduction. Seems like a plan at the moment.
Okay. This takes us to the Mythos phase, which puts 1 out of 3 Doom on the agenda. Joe's bid has not yet been bid by. I mean, I think thematically he's like bidding and counter bidding, but I just like the idea of him yelling out a bunch of money. And this, we now draw our encounter cards. 1 clue left on the auction hall, 2 clues left on the lobby. Those will be the 8 that we need. But let's see. Oh, well, Joe's got more Abyssal Visions. Clearly this Baroque painting, there's something in it that's like speaking to his soul. And not in a way that is useful.
Cards in hand. There's also archaic evils. There's a bad omen on the rise. This is a Peril Omen Archaic Evils revelation. Reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. You must either choose one. Draw each weakness revealed and remove each other revealed card from the game. Or shuffle each revealed card back into your deck. Place 1 Doom on the current agenda. This effect can cause the current agenda to advance.
Love this. Every campaign has its own version of ancient evils, and they're all, like, without exception, they're all way more interesting than ancient evils. So it's very cool.
Well, I don't mind throwing these away.
Daisy's got a lot of knowledge, you know? Not all knowledge is going to be worth something every time.
Yeah. Daisy just keeps remembering about the other life positions and all the fragments and stuff and trying to get her head on straight.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Knowing is only half the battle. It's still half the battle, but the other half, of course, is actually doing something with that knowledge. Flower is correct. Daisy, I feel like I'm going to put it over to you first, because I feel like you have a pla.
There's a pla.
Pla, as it were.
Well, we begin as we always do. Daisy's just gonna go through the scroll of prophecies to try and find out what is happening here.
The Scroll of Prophecies has drawn you so many cards. It's ludicrous. Oh, soup. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. It's good to know.
Well, what's better than 10 cards is 13 cards, and there we go.
Hey, there you go. There you go. After you draw it, play it. Very nice. That's what I'm talking about.
Right, and then I have to throw something away.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'm gonna need the research librarian at the moment.
You've got your lab assistant. Why would you need a research librarian? I mean, the more the merrier, really, but I hear you.
Yeah, he's back home, like going through the 20,000 tomes that are in the library.
All right. This
I
is
bet
book
she's
2.
gonna come home with
Soup
3 more
recipes from the
tomes.
1670s. Soup recipes from the 1680s. Oh, God.
And 1681.
Oh, very good.
Oh. And the Great Book of Tomato Soups of 1671.
Daisy's obviously got a huge obsession with soup recipe books. Clearly.
Yeah. Soup is quite a big thing in Arkham, actually. A lot of people carry soup in their thermoses.
It's weird that... Yeah, anyway. It's a lot of investigators played by the Crosshair, but you're right. Proportionally, it's a very large number of the people in Arkham.
Let's see. There's 1 clue in the auction hall. It's a 3 shroud against 5. First, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna sketch out the auction hall
Okay.
and draw 3 cards. Because there's still a clue in my location. Actually, no, it's still 2 resources.
It
God
still
damn it.
costs money. That's correct.
Yeah, let's just get that last clue
Cool.
with the first action. So, 3 against 5. How about 7 against 5?
Ooh. Very nice.
Curiosity.
I mean, she
Oh,
is curious.
Yeah, 3 against 5, 3 against 8.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you gain 3 additional intellect icons because you have, 7 or more cards in hand? Yep, that's a lot of...
Yeah.
Oh, man. Who is
Yeah,
this investigator?
that'll do.
I want to meet this guy. He's so cool.
Yeah. That's Sam from the...
Oh, it's... Oh, okay.
artifact
I'm sorry.
department.
I'm not familiar with the library. That's Sam, is it?
Yeah.
Very good. Love that.
But yeah. 3 against 8.
Huge.
Okay,
Absolutely huge.
fine.
Great.
So that's the last clue from here, and then as a fast action, let's connect the dots.
Ooh.
So connect the dot. Fast play after you discover the last clue at your location. Discover 2 clues at a location with a lower printed shroud value than your location. Auction hall has 3. Private lobby has 2, so I'll just take those 2 clues from the...
So what are the dots that Daisy is connecting? That's my question.
Probably about the items and their legality and
In their legality.
how the O'Banion gang gathers all the weapons.
It makes sense. It makes sense to me. We can now advance any time. We have the clues. We have the power.
Yeah. I have 2 more actions.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I spent the scroll of prophecies, so that's exhausting. I would like that in play.
I mean, would you like to advance the agenda or the
Yeah.
act rather, or do you want?
Yeah, let's see what happens.
Yeah, we got the clues, and we're all in the auction hall, right? This might help you decide what those two actions should be. This is Act 1B, someone else's problem. As you mingle with the other socialites and criminals, it quickly becomes apparent that the auction has a lot going on beneath the surface. Mixed into the crowds are several dark figures that keep trying to corner and eliminate you, like that guy back in the entrance hall. And you're not even sure if they're with the O'Banions or not. However, between the action, you're able to observe yet another out-of-place figure. Tips from other patrons help you identify a member of the Sheldon Gang, one of the O'Banions' rivals, casing the auction house. You pass this tip to the O'Banion sentries, who advance into the crowd, leaving you free to access the back rooms. Duty is one thing, but bad blood is another. Reveal the service corridor and put the set-aside storage vault location into play.
There is only a single door leading to the auction house back rooms. A pair of brutes even bigger than the outside watchmen stand stoically on either side, deterring any but other O'Banions.
Mm-hmm. Although they've, of course, advanced into the crowd now.
Do we reveal the
yes,
location?
we reveal the service corridor and put the set-aside storage vault into play.
A long wide corridor, stretches ahead of you with doors lining each side regularly. The stark quietness of the corridor compared to the auction unnerves you, to say the least. Force Route 0 clue. Auction house location at the end of the round, forced. Each investigator at service corridor with an encounter card in his or her hand takes one horror.
Horror, as you say. That's right. So if you are there at the end of the round and you have an encounter card in hand, you take a horror.
AC. Oh yeah.
And I'll read Act 2A just to so we now know that we can find our way back into the service corridor if we need to. Act 2A, ill-gotten gains. You've got to make the most of your time before the O'Banions tighten their security once more. If the stolen artifacts are anywhere on the premises, there's only one place to look. If storage vault is revealed and there are no clues on it, advance. Now, I accidentally put it into play revealed, so it spawned all of its clues, so you can, I can delete them if you want, but they're all here.
Yeah, it's all the same, because I think that's the two actions I'm gonna take. Daisy's just gonna sleep away and move into the storage. I think that's a good enough plan.
I think so too, yeah, you can case the joint and figure out what we need to do. We need no clues on the storage vault, so I say go for it, yeah. If Daisy's down, I'm down there as well.
Just clasping her dream diary, just walks into the service corridor and down into the storage vault, because there's stuff in there. Non-Euclidean.
Whoop, sorry. Okay,
What?
I'm done.
Despite the stillness of the storage room, your eyes tell you that something is moving. Is it you that's moving? So non-Euclidean meant when I leave the place.
Yep. That's right. Yeah. So if you are moved out of storage vault, or when you leave it, yeah.
Yeah. So non-Euclidean, lose one resource or discard a card from your hand at random. You must choose one. Forced, after you discover any amount of clues from storage vault and you did not succeed at investigating by one or more, including discovering clues without investigating, move to a connecting location.
Ooh.
So if you fail to investigate this storage vault, you get kicked out.
Yeah, after you discover any amount of clues, and you did not succeed by one or more, you get kicked out. Right.
Including discovering clues without investigating.
Right, so that would count as not succeeding by one or more. That's that, as they say.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeesh.
Well, I guess I know what I'm doing.
I think I know what I'm doing too, although I guess Joe may indeed get kicked out a few times. It's not ideal. Maybe I don't need to do that.
Yeah, and depends what I actually draw, because
That's true
there
too.
should be stuff.
I think though Joe's going to come and join you at the very least. Yeah,
but
sorry.
we also do need the 6 resources soon, so...
Haha, yes, there's that. Right, when the current agenda would advance, we remove Doom from play, and instead we have to pay 6 for this fucking Baroque painting that Joe's seeing visions in. Awful.
Bubble.
Well, hopefully we'll get our resources. Joe's going to move twice into the storage vault as well. And I would love to investigate, but I feel like I may not succeed by one or more, so that I'll just end up getting kind of kicked out or whatever. It's not ideal.
Taking a resource at this point is a good idea also.
Yeah. Well, I have a slightly better version of that. Slightly. Yeah, Flower, I'm going to let it shuffle back in. My thought is that I think shortcut will be more useful later, because I don't need to save an action this round is kind of my thought, but maybe it's a bit silly, but we'll see. I'm going to, and this might be, actually, given that I have given that I have Abyssal Visions right now, I think you're right, Crosshair. I will just take a resource last action.
Yeah.
I'll let this go away. Which takes us right back to enemy phase. Upkeep phase, Joe and Daisy have made their way down into the storage vault of the O'Banion's gang. Something being kept down here is warping the space in a way that is not entirely natural.
I think I found the reason for all the things that are happening weirdly here. I thought I left this at the library.
Oh, perfect.
But that's where I left it. So Daisy just grabs the Necronomicon and holds it against her chest like, oh, of course. Okay.
Well, she loves her Necronomicon. She loves her Alice in Wonderland, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so it comes into play with 3 horror on it. And then it can be... horror can be moved from the Necronomicon to Daisy for an action. Until that is done, each elder sign you reveal is treated as a tentacle instead. Yuck.
Yeah. This is the Flower of August book.
It was bound to come up at some point, right?
Yeah. Actually, that's really good.
Okay.
Yeah. I can handle this.
Do you have the slots for it? Flower asks. Ooh. I think you're right, Flower. It's a good point. Thankfully, it's actually okay.
Oh. Yeah, Scroll of Prophecies goes away.
Bye-bye, the Scroll of Prophecies.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's okay.
I'm fine. Thank you.
So we go to 2 out of 3 Doom on our agenda. Cover Charge, which will, of course, force us to buy a painting. Hopefully that'll be okay. And we draw our encounter cards down here in the storage vault. What's happening either down here or above ground? Another covetous competitor! Yeesh. That's less good. Okay. Well, it just sits in play. It sucks, because there's all sorts of people struggling to buy this painting next to us. Doesn't matter right now, at least. Oh, yeah, sorry.
It's... Oh, right, it's not Agenda 2 yet. Cool. So, let's see if we can get a triple.
A triple. A triple!
Oh. It's the delusional dreamer from the boat.
Oh, he's down here. He's down here. Look out.
The dreams of sensitive men assumed a heightened vividness and darkened with dread of a giant monster's malign pursuit. H.P. Lovecraft, The Call of Cthulhu.
Hey. I know that book. Story. All right, what's
Engaged with
what's
prey.
this guy all about? Yeah.
Hunter spawn. Engaged with prey. 3/3. Prey investigator with most encounter cards in his or her hand, which we have none.
Okay, you're right.
After delusional dreamer engages you, take 1 damage or 1 horror for each encounter card in your hand. So I am going to suggest
That I am the prey. Right? Is that what you were going to suggest?
I'm gonna take it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, Joe's
So,
happy
the
to help,
delusional-
certainly, but it sounds like Daisy's got a plan.
Yeah. The delusional dreamer, of course, is after the Necronomicon.
Ah, of course. It's drawn by the power of the Necronomicon, naturally.
Yeah. Just like at the boat.
Ooh, I've got I've got something here. I think that can really help us out. Potentially. Maybe not with the Dreamer, but with something else. This takes us to the end of Mythos and right around, once again, right around to our investigation phase. Again, Crosshare, I'm going to suggest we take a short break, if that's all right with you, for me to get some water.
Yeah, I should probably actually get some drink and a quick bite to eat, like, takes a second later, because I'm gonna have to make a sandwich.
Delicious. That's no bad thing. Let's do that, and we'll for those watching, we're anticipating probably another half an hour or so of stream tonight to see where we get to. But it's looking good. We just need to clear off some clues from this goddamn vault. We're gonna see you back on Doomed in just a few minutes. The real question I have, Flower of August, is what does the Doomed Marathon do? If it has 24 Investigator Stream tokens on it, discard it. It means, is it doing something good to you while it's in play? Or no, it's going to be doing something bad, right? And also, at the end of an hour of play, I feel like I take a horror and place a stream token on Doomed Marathon. Anyway, welcome back to Doomed! Not so solo playthroughs through Arkham Horror, the card game, with a focus on roleplay and storytelling, featuring the Crosshair.
Hey, hi.
Hey, hi. We're back, the Crosshair. Oh, yes, tell me.
I would do an 8-hour marathon stream of Doomed. I'd probably do a 24-hour marathon stream of Doomed.
24 would be intense. I will
But
say...
an 8-hour marathon could be something like we don't focus on storytelling.
And
We
try
just
to play.
basically, yeah. And I've always said that we should try a campaign on the hard difficulty, but...
Oh god, hard difficulty. Every year, one of the bigger podcasts associated with Arkham, whose name I'm forgetting right now, unfortunately, Mythos Busters, which is cute, organize what they call their Iron Man, their Arkham Iron Man, where everybody around the world sits down and cracks open a campaign of their choosing at the appropriate hour, and the plan is to play the whole campaign in one go. So I think typically that falls somewhere between 6 to 10 hours, depending on the campaign. And for them, the point is to try to play it as, getting the specific outcome that they want.
Yeah.
Which we could do as well. Oh, Aragwen, I understand. I'll try to provide the ASMR as best I can. How's that?
I don't have any soap to crunch right now, but...
Oh, God. I've heard that's a good thing, but I just... Well, we're back, Crosshair. We've found our way, Daisy and Joe have both found their way down into this strange vault where things are being stored. Something down here is perhaps warping reality. And of course there's the Necronomicon itself. which has attracted a strange delusional dreamer. I know Joe can help with the shroud of this location, but I will defer to Daisy to see if she wants to start first and if she's got something she wants to do. Because I could have taken him as well if you'd prefer and punch this guy up.
Just thinking.
Mm-hmm.
I drew 2 cards during my upkeep.
Yes.
One was the Necronomicon, and Forced Learning says that draw 2 cards and discard one of them. Does that mean I discard the other card?
It does, yeah. Yeah, you have to discard. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. It's a nice book,
Oh.
but, you know, you're full up on books.
I have another.
You've got other books anyway.
Right. Like, yes, Daisy should handle this delusional dreamer first.
But, you know, yeah, he's coming for you because of the Necronomicon, apparently, so...
Yeah. So, first off, no. Dream Diary is still an action, even if it's a free action.
Yeah, 1 horror, not the worst penalty in the world, but I do know that you've got other stuff that you want to deal with, so...
Yeah. Daisy's just gonna, as strange as it sounds, Daisy's going to crack open the Necronomicon and start talking words to the delusional dreamer from it.
Okay.
Gaining resources for it, which puts 1 horror on me.
Okay.
That's the first action. And as she's speaking to the man, Daisy's voice seems to be echoing a bit more in this storage room. As she places a power word on the delusional dreamer. You want this book so badly? Come and take it.
She's got this, this spellcaster, like, power voice happening here. Wow, damn. Okay.
And with that, Daisy just commands the delusional dreamer to
Daisy Neeson.
take a nap. Let's just leave you there, taking a nap.
Perfect. The enemy exhausts. Yeah. Perfect.
And, well, I do have 0 resources now, again.
We need to get you some money. We need to get Daisy some money. Don't worry, Flower.
Yeah.
I'm hoping Joe can pick up the... I think Joe's got a few bucks floating around somewhere.
And let's just get the essence of the dream back in hand with the Dream Diary. That's the free action for the toe. Actually, I could use the free action for the Necronomicon as well.
It's true.
Nah. What are the chances? So, as a last action, we do need the clues.
That is our goal, is to find out what's being kept. Well, sorry, we're looking for the artifacts from the Myra Louise here on the storage vaults. That's the ideal.
Oh, but we do need 6 resources.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a resource.
Okay.
Just so we get the painting for Joe, because he gave a nice necklace to Daisy, so...
Oh, that's nice. And he'll definitely want this Baroque painting that's caused him so much mental trauma, for sure, yeah. Hey, it could happen. It could happen.
So we basically need one resource more.
Well, that we can at least. I feel pretty confident we can handle that. Joe.
Oh yeah,
Yep. Sorry. Tell me.
we get 2 resources in the upkeep.
That's right. Yeah. Does that change whether you want to take a resource or not as well? I should just ask. Does that...
Well, I have 1 action left, so it would be either to get a clue or take the resource. So.
Well, no, that's what I mean is you had 0, so you used your last action to take a resource, but, like, did you want to do that or not?
Oh. Can you handle the rest of the resources?
Yeah, I can. That I can do, for sure.
Okay. Then Daisy is gonna try to investigate this place. And let's throw Essence of the Dream into it. Because it's free.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a 7 on 3, and the diversity is -4. Yeah. Cool. 7 on 3.
All right.
Okay. That's 1.
Good. Yeah, one of the we'll get them. We're gonna find this place here. I think Joe's first order of business, seeing that there's, so much ground to cover in the storage vault. There's a large kind of cage-like door that's blocking part of the progress. It can go around, but I think his first order of business is going to be to just kick it open, right? He's not declaring himself police officers or anything, as this card might suggest, but he is doing what he can to open up all of the space so they can investigate faster. This is going to cost 0, because it's a hunch, I guess. Test Combat 1. If you succeed, attach Breach the Door to your location with a resource on it for each point you succeed by. Open up, FBI! Yeah, exactly. And it reduces the location's shroud.
Oh, but do you have to add 4 if you succeed by 4?
No, sorry. You, attach Breach the Door to your location with a resource on it for each... sorry. Those resources don't come out of my pool, to be clear.
Oh, cool.
Okay, phew. Yeah, I don't have to...
Yeah, not resources, but...
Right, leads, they're called, apparently. I don't know. Let's throw in a combat icon here to go up to 5 to 1. I'd love to... Oh, yep.
Nope.
Okay.
None.
Well, there you go. I'd love to breach this door, kick the door wide open, and make sure that this storage vault gets nice and easy to sort of inspect. 5 to 1. Well, I perhaps should have known that was going to happen. The skulls are -3.
Yeah.
Which means that I am reduced to 2 to 1, so I passed by 1. So the shroud well, it's a bit annoying, but the shroud of the storage vault goes down to 2. So at least there's that. Second action, I am going to burn the midnight oil. Investigating this location. Joe is basically sleuthing through the place. He's hunting for any whiff of anything that would have been moved in more recently than anything else. I'm investigating. I gain 2 resources when the investigation begins. I have 4 intellect against the shroud of 2 of the location. So 4 to 2. Damn it. I knew that was going to happen. So I failed.
Oh.
Which means, I believe... I didn't discover any clues, so I don't get bounced out, at least.
Oh, yeah.
It is an event, Flower of August. Good question. It's a 0-cost event from... I think it's from Harvey Walters' starter deck.
Oh, yeah. And for future investigations, I can definitely help with investigations.
Oh, okay. Well, I've got one more... I've got one more action, so I could go again.
Yeah. Because I can connect the dots to it.
All right, so this is now 6 to 2. That's feeling a lot better. Perfect. 6 to 2. 3 to 2, I pass by 1, which means I succeeded by 1 or more. So I will get this clue and not have to move to a connecting location. Again!
Huzzah!
Hooray. Huzzah! Huzzah is correct. Excuse me. Okay. Okay. So, with the door somewhat breached, Joe and Daisy are able to more easily investigate the vault. Time ticks ever onwards, and the madman is starting to come out of his slumber.
Yeah, and upkeep.
Yep, as we upkeep. I mean, I can take that guy if you would prefer, but I know you have your power words, so maybe you want to just deal with him. Keep dealing with him.
Power word handles it. Oh, and cryptic writing. I did want resources, so. But that means that I have to discard logical reasoning. Yeah. Because I drew 2 in upkeep.
Mm-hmm.
And cryptic writings came in, so logical reasoning has to go out. Yeah.
Excuse me. We move into the mythos phase, where we go to 3 out of 3 Doom, which rather than advancing the agenda, once again, the Baroque painting has up for auction. There are 6 or more resources on this card. Investigators win the auction. You have to pay 6 resources, and if you cannot remove this card from the game, and each investigator takes 2 damage. But we can afford them.
Yeah. I could really use resources, so.
I can, I'll pay 6.
Oh.
Ta-da! And then we'll
help.
reveal the last thing in the auction lot. This is the Spanish doubloons. This one is quite similar, I think, to the first. Oh, not quite, actually. Again, it's got the same effects, but it requires 4 or more resources to win the auction.
Yeah. And it takes 2 damage to place that.
Yeah, which is less good. But maybe we're just avoiding them now. I don't know.
Yeah.
Skulls are -4. Tablets are once again -4 for now. Less good. Mythos phase, of course, means we also still need to draw our encounter cards as they continue to investigate the storage vault. Aha! A fixer. Boots, heavy boots on the concrete behind them. Joe whirls around, knife at the ready, as a man comes in, just idly holding a shotgun. This is a conspirator. He's a 3/3/2 with retaliate, and it says something about if there's a countermeasure treachery in play, but we don't have any in play. But he does 2 damage, which is a little rough. But the fixer is here and ready to fight.
Yeah, and Daisy's already pointing the delusional dreamer towards that guy, like, go deal with that, and you can read another chapter in the Necronomicon.
Daisy.
Yeah, let's see what else we find. It's another delusional dreamer.
Less good.
I can take it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm here to fight as well. I'm here to fight.
Yeah, unless you want to deal with it.
I really don't mind. Like, I think you're probably better suited to getting clues. Probably.
Yeah, and I can take the horror. That's the thing. But
no. Let me stab this guy in the face.
okay, cool.
The delusional dreamer is lurching away from, towards the fixer who's fixed his eyes on Joe. Working a hunch.
Ah, that's cool.
It is. It'll bounce me out of the room, but that's still a free clue, and I'll take a couple of people with me. So maybe that's not so bad, actually.
Yeah, and I can also send the delusional dreamer your way if you want.
Oh, God.
Because I can move it, exhaust it, or deal damage, which might be yeah, I can do that several. Oh, once per round. Per command.
Yeah. And it has to be at your location to yell at it, which makes sense, I think.
Yeah. But now I'm in a spot to start getting clues, at least.
After you deal with the dreamer, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
would you...
could just send it away.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. This just points at the door and with that echoing voice just like waves her hand like, shoo, go away.
Shoo, she says.
And the dreamer shuffles along into the hallway. Right then. Let's get cracking.
Clues, please.
Well, first, this place definitely requires the ancient stone.
Oh, of course.
It'll lead to what?
I'm sorry to... before you throw things on there, you do not have the hand slots for it, my friend. I'm so sorry.
Oh, right.
I mean, you can overwrite Dream Diary. Like, that's one thing to... if you want to.
Yeah, that would mean I get to heal horrors, which might become really handy.
It's true. That's very true.
Also, I could do it the other way. You are correct. Yeah, let's do it this way.
Okay.
Let's not play that.
Okay.
But let's, while we are here, let's throw up this. Finally, do some sketching.
Finally,
on the
sketching to your heart's desire.
That's the second action, so that's 3 cards. Yeah. Okay.
Daisy loves accumulating knowledge and just having access to so many different options and theories and thoughts gives her the ability to sort of, as we've seen before, connect the dots of the sort of logic of this strange world around her.
Oh, I took 1 horror from the quantum paradox last time.
I mean, yeah. Yes, yeah, you did. You're right.
Yeah, I'll get the Essence of Dream back into hand and then use the last action to investigate.
Okay.
Using the Essence of the Dream.
Okay.
So that's 7 against 2.
Yep, that's correct. Yeah, the shroud's been reduced by 1, so it's 7-2. You're right. And a good thing, too.
Ule is -4.
Mm-hmm.
So that's still a success by at least 1.
Correct.
Yeah. Go. Getting there.
Slowly but surely.
And then I take another horror from the...
I mean, that paradox has got to get dealt with at some point, right? Like, it's got to, you know...
Yeah.
Let's see if Joe's got some possible things he can do here. Let's see what we've got. Joe's got this O'Banion gang fixer clunking down the stairs, or at least someone he assumes is part of the O'Banion gang. He's not actually necessarily sure. But another dreamer is striding towards him as well. I'm going to attempt to kill the dreamer. He has 5 combat. I have 4, 5 with the survival knife, 6 with this vicious blow. 6 to 3. Let's see if we can shank him with the knife. A particularly vicious blow. -1. Success. A particularly vicious slash drives one of these, I was going to say lunatics, all of these. Very lucky, Flower, you're not wrong. Drives one of these guys to his knees as he collapses on the ground. Gives me another piece of evidence. Second action, I think we're gonna... Joe is rushing down this fixer, but instead of trying to knock him down, I think he's gonna try to take the guy prisoner. See if maybe he can, you know, find some way of making him useful. I'm gonna see if we can use these handcuffs here. I'm evading, but I'm using combat instead of agility. And then, the handcuffs basically would prevent him from readying and prevent doom from being placed on him. So 5 combat. He has 2 evade, 2 agility, and I will commit another combat icon to go 6 to 2 this time with the old handcuffs. Let's see if basically Joe's slashing and then running at this guy, hoping to tussle with him enough to be able to slap some cuffs on him. 6 to 2. Excellent. The fixer is evaded and cuffed. He cannot ready. Doom cannot be placed on him. So there's that.
Could you keep it down? I'm trying to see what we can find here.
Joe just gets ready to do what he needs to do. I think I'm going to... If it doesn't kill you here, I think this is going to be useful. I think I'll work the hunch. It's free, it's fast, and I get a clue. It does bounce me out of the room, but I feel like a clue here is very useful as we approach the end of this act. So I have to move to a connecting location, and I have to lose a resource or discard a card from my hand at random. I'll discard a card from my hand at random. And I become engaged with this power word delusional dreamer.
Can't help you with that yet.
Yeah, I may have to wait for the enemy phase, where I'll be able to stab him back with the survival knife, but that's okay.
Oh, I was just going,
I will, I'll try to evade. Good question, Flower. It is owned, like the card is owned by Daisy. So, short answer is no, unfortunately. Yeah. Some cards do say, you know, on them, like, you know, put this card into play under control of another investigator or whatever. That'd be great, though. It'd be really fun. I don't really want to evade or attack him, but I guess I'll try to attack because he doesn't have retaliate. So 6 to 3 with my knife. Just may as well. Okay. 1 damage. And then that's that. In the enemy phase... Oh, actually, I think this guy comes with me. Yeah, right. No, he stays there.
Sitting in the corner.
Just sitting in the corner, handcuffed, partially knocked out, little bit of blood running from his lip. In the enemy phase, the delusional dreamer hits Joe for a horror. Oh, balls! Okay, that's not how the survival knight works. I see. That's too bad. It says after an enemy attack deals damage to you during the enemy phase. So that's on me, but that's okay. I'll take the horror. No big deal. I still got plenty of breathing room. Joe tries to get the knife out, but this guy is moving in a very fast, unpredictable way. That's the enemy phase. And then upkeep. We're back around to upkeep already. Look at that handful of cards. What are you going to do with all those cards?
I'm gonna throw away Feed the Mind.
Okay.
And I have 10 cards.
Perfect. We are coming up on the end of our time as well for the evening, but we'll see. Perhaps we'll get the last couple of clues. We'll see how that kind of goes down. We go to 1 out of 3 Doom on our agenda. We draw our usual encounter cards. Joe is tangling with a man who is screaming out in the hall, keeping tabs. Keeping tabs is the one that says at the end of the round, if we did not activate the free trigger ability on Auction Hall, each investigator takes a damage and places one of their clues on their location.
Oh.
So, looks like maybe Joe's gonna go and bid a little bit on the on the old auction, the old Spanish doubloons.
Yeah, it just runs in with some enemies and like, $4 million,
Yeah.
thank you.
Oh, just, I don't know how, that guy's +1.
Let's see what happens in the storage room.
Ugh.
It's the auction security. The cops are among us. Prey, most resources. Either one. Hunter, aloof. So it's gonna be me, but it's aloof. After the hunter enemies move, step of the enemy phase. If there are no resources on an action lot, asset and auction security is unengaged. Auction security engages an investigator at its location, according to Prey.
Aha.
So basically, well, there's a knocked out fixer. The security just walks in and Daisy tries to keep quiet.
Daisy's like, don't mind me. So hopefully Joe can go and put some resources down on this thing. I suppose we'll see. Investigation phase, Joe will reveal the top card of his hunch deck. It's another working a hunch. Interesting.
So, I do have enough, most likely, to get the rest of the clues.
Okay. And is that what you feel like we want to do? I think so.
Yeah, I'm thinking like, should we get the clues, advance, and then see if you need to go put some stuff on the auction, or...
Yes.
Because...
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yes, I think so.
After we get the clues, it doesn't matter if keeping tabs happens.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Maybe.
the all the auction stuff may still be in play. We're not sure, but you're right. We're not quite sure what it'll do. But yeah, I say if you're planning on getting clues, I say go for it.
Yeah. So, reaction. Let's get Essence of the Dream back to hand, and then use it to investigate. So, basically, it's gonna be the same 7 against 2.
Okay.
I don't think I have...
It's a good point, Flower. The act currently is that the storage vault needs to have... Oh, I see what you mean, Flower. You're thinking if we drop clues back on it with keeping tabs, potentially, or something. But we need to have no clues on the storage vault to advance anyway, so we're going to try to get those 2 VP. Sorry to interrupt your train of thought, Crosshair.
No, 7 on 2.
Okay.
Bon.
Okay, ball.
And then I need to succeed in this one. Which means let's kill some cards, shall we?
Now, you do have a lot of them, and just kind of...
Yeah.
Just sort of chilling, so it seems good. It's not bad, Flower. It's not bad. Wish I had succeeded more.
Encyclopedia is a bit expensive. I'll throw the other power word. Actually, no. I'm gonna throw the strange solution into this. So that would put me 7 to 2.
Okay. Perfect.
Oh.
More than, I think.
Yeah, it's basically succeed by 4. Right, so
Yep, sorry.
yeah, storage vault has no clues on it.
That's fine. We are weirdness. We're still alive. You know, things are touch and go, but there's less beatdowns at the auction house than we thought. Act 2B, The Warped Idol. Your search through the auction's storage grows steadily more frustrating. Actual tons of artifacts are nowhere to be found, and you keep grappling with some strange force that threatens to eject you from the storage room entirely. As you move to lift another crate, a small bundle slides off and drops to the ground. Your eye catches the word Mycenae stamped across the paper, and you immediately seize and unwrap it. Beneath the waxed paper is a curious stone object about the size of a bottle, carved into an unrecognizable shape. The figurine proves difficult to hold, as its contours do not match up to what you see before you. You don't have much time to examine the object before the sound of echoing footsteps brings you back to the present. There will be time for study later, and there are more unanswered questions to consider. Peace out, Aragwen. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. How fitting for Daisy.
I think so. Choose an investigator to take control of the Warped Idol, which I'll drop here next to the act. For the remainder of the scenario, it does not take up any slots. Add a tablet token to the Chaos Bag for the remainder of the campaign. Yucky ducky. Done. Spawn the set-aside O'Banion Sentry at Service Corridor. Ruh-roh. Put the set-aside Broker's Office into play. Oh boy. Do that. Okay. Okay. So, Warped Idol. Anyone can take control of it. I imagine it'll be you. I don't know what it does, but I'm sure it's some good shit.
Yeah, I read it, so that's why I'm taking it.
Oh, yeah. So when you...
Basically, increase the modifier of each token. -3 becomes -2. That's interesting. Yeah, it's tablet token revealed. A strange statuette isn't as easy to hold as it looks. Your fingers appear to bend around the idol, gripping it from impossible positions. So it's basically a oobleck idol.
Okay. And it also has... Yep, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, when you would move from a location, exhaust warp idol, this movement ignores all attacks of opportunity and effects on scenario cards that would trigger from that movement. That's why I'm thinking if I'm leaving the storage vault.
Exactly. So you don't have to hit that non-Euclidean thing there.
Yeah.
We also spawned in, so I'll read the act in a second here, but we also spawned in an O'Banion Sentry, which is an elite guard in the corridor. He's a 4/2/2 alert. He has +1 health per investigator, so he's a 4/4/2. After you defeat O'Banion Sentry, reveal the Broker's Office. After you evade him by 2 or more, reveal the Broker's Office. For the remainder of the scenario, he gains Hunter. So if you evade him by a lot, you can get past him. If you defeat him, you can get past him. But otherwise, he's guarding the door to the Broker's Office, which says we cannot enter.
Let me guess.
Act 3A, Pursuit of Reason. The bizarre idol is proof enough that the O'Banion's theft of the cargo, but the rest of the artifacts have vanished, and you still don't know why the gangsters hijacked the shipment in the first place. You may be able to find answers with the auction broker who handles all the transactions, but you must also consider your safe retreat with the idol in hand. Objective: if each undefeated investigator has resigned, advance.
Yeah. So we need to get to private lobby, get out. Optionally, get to the Broker's Office.
There will be something in there about the broker who will have more information. The question is whether or not we want to bother. The other question, of course, is timing, right? We have to figure that out.
Yeah, and the auction lot needs to happen. Well, not necessarily, because it's 1 damage.
Yeah, it's 1 damage, and we drop a clue. And as long as we don't put clues back on victory point locations, that would be bad.
Yeah, and I can leave this location.
Yeah. So, okay, so... Because you have an action left. I have
an action left.
Yeah, the question is, Crosshair, how do we, like, there's a lot of stuff on the board for sure. As I see it, I think even if our plan is just to, like, you know, move, resign, or you know, move, resign, or whatever it is, I feel like, because there's the possibility as well of trying to take out the sentry, maybe check out the broker's office. Like, we seem to still have a bit of time.
And we have time to get the auction because we have 2 more, like...
Turns.
We
like,
need to...
rounds, yeah.
Yeah, we need to make an offer next turn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So, the question then, I think, is, are we... Because we're in the... It's a bit awkward because we're in the middle of your turn. How do we want to play this in terms of wrapping up? Because we're also at that time.
Yeah, I should probably use my last action to do something.
And then as long as you've had your tokens turned over and I have mine up, I'm sure we'll remember it's my turn, and then we'll go from there.
Oh, and the auction security will come hunting if we don't get some points on the auction. So
right. So hopefully we can. Hopefully we can do that.
Yeah.
The damage is getting pretty hot. You're not wrong, Flower.
Yeah, and I don't think... Oh, right, I have the quantum paradox thing. I should get rid of it.
Yeah, it's not... as long as I am sure to put stuff on the auction house next turn, the auction security won't engage you.
Yeah, the other option is dropping the dream diary.
Could put the horror on the lab assistant as well. At least one could go on her, just to buy you another... I mean, that just buys you a turn. That doesn't actually help necessarily, but...
Yeah, I'm just looking at what I need to... Actually, this might be the best option. Grab the tote bag.
Okay.
Gives me some space. Actually do stuff. Yeah, that's the... And then I take a horror from the quantum paradox.
Yeah. Is it direct? Just for my own benefit.
Reveal it and take 1 horror.
Okay.
So I could place it.
Yeah. No, that was... I wasn't trying to force you to do that. I couldn't remember if it was direct or not. Depends on the thing, I suppose.
Yeah, but then it's your turn, full turn, and then we move along. So is this... Should we then do the break?
I think we should call it here for tonight. Despite the fact that we're sort of on the way, well, not necessarily on the way out. We need to beat up some Obanians, maybe bid a bit more on some auctions, because I'm curious. Joe is curious if we can find our way into the broker's office. We may not be able to, maybe a little too hot under the collar, as it were, but we can try.
Also, we want all the auctions, of course.
Well, yeah. You never know what... I mean, it might give us some more money or something.
Yeah.
Who knows? But for now, we have the warped idol from the expedition, and maybe the broker knows a bit more. So we're going to see if we can question whoever this broker is. But otherwise, we need to get out of here with the warped idol in hand. And there you go. That brings us to the end of Doomed for tonight. This has been part 1 of Going Twice, the second scenario of the Cyclopean Foundations campaign. There we go. That's the word. It's been good.
Maybe in the week.
Yeah, no, I definitely want to wrap this up ASAP. I know that normally Monday would be a pretty good time, but this Monday there's a special event happening.
Yeah.
So tuning in, of course, the Discord is the place to find out about all the upcoming streams here in the RPG Clinic community. I can tell you tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern, it's another Montreal by Moonlight Werewolf 5th campaign. And then Monday at 1 o'clock Eastern, a very special, strange time, you can catch me and a couple of guests, including the Crosshair, trying our hand at some Demonologist multiplayer. I really enjoy the game, both solo and multiplayer, but like with multiple players, you can get scared with more people, but you can also actually spread out and try to, do a good job. So it should be fun.
Yeah,
It should be fun.
yeah, especially since I'm gonna hate it because I don't do horror games and stuff like that. So
Perfect.
it's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah, we're gonna love it for sure. Well, and there you go. And then of course others. Oh yeah, sorry, Crosser, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, purple buds, be safe, be well, and remember when going into the next week that...
Something.
Oh, I got a bump to the face while we were talking.
Classic. That takes us to the end of Doomed for tonight. Stay tuned, because we're going to see you next time for more strange reality warping artifacts and O'Banian thugs on Doomed. See you next time.
Bye-bye. Oi.